Buff Nation, what's going on? It's been a little while. I hope you guys have missed me as much as I have missed y'all. Got a lot to catch up on, some exciting announcements. We're going to get all to it. Of course, talking about where is this Coach Prime extension? Hey, y'all be sure to let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. We'll talk about that. Smash that like and subscribe. We're also going to talk about Colorado hiring a director of football, NIL, and revenue sharing. And we're going to get to that. But beforehand, you're probably noticing, hey, what's this thing up here in the top right corner? I have been blessed and honored to be endorsed by the Guru man himself, being brought on as a collaborator for Guru's Film Room, largest database of college football all 22 film and player cut-ups, in which I'm contributing to on now. You can find more info on that in the link in the description and get 20% off your yearly subscription if you use the code down there. So that's going to be awesome. I just put out a Matthew Golden cut up today, all of his snaps against his regular season game against Georgia. If you're a college football fanatic, if you're an NFL draft nerd, if you got to scout these guys just like Coach Prime is doing and his staff, join me. And the Discord's going to be fire. So big shout out to Guru for sponsoring the channel, endorsing me. That's really cool. As well as, of course, College Huddle for having me on, still part of their platform. But let's go ahead. Now that all the housekeeping is done, more film rooms, and I know it's been a while, but they are coming. But want to get to this really, really cool. I know that this is, some of you guys have probably already seen this, but Reggie Calhoun has been brought on as director of football NIL and revenue sharing. We'll get to some of his background and experience here in just a minute, but wanted to read his post that he had on LinkedIn because I had to go on LinkedIn and find this guy because I didn't really know much about him. So I'm going to read his statement, his post here, and then we'll get into his experience and what I think he can bring the Buffs. I'm honored to step into my new role as director of football NIL and revenue sharing at the University of Colorado. This is more than just a title. It's an opportunity to shape the future of college athletics. NIL has changed the game, and I'm here to make sure CU is leading the charge. Whether it's managing the cap, building recruiting strategies, or helping our athletes turn their potential into real opportunities, this role is about setting the standard and doing it the right way. This isn't just about deals or dollars. It's about building a vision that sets our athletes and program up for long-term success. Success comes from systems and support, and I'm grateful to work with some of the best in the business to make that vision a reality. I'm incredibly thankful for the trust and support from everyone who's been a part of my journey. This isn't just a job. It's a chance to give back, to guide, and to build systems that enable our athletes to own their careers while pushing CU football to new heights, baby. The world is changing, and we're stepping up to meet the moment. Let's build something special. Absolutely love this post. Again, we'll get into his background here in just a minute, but he did have this great recommendation or great, I guess, review, quote, something like that, just insight on Reggie that was posted right here from Thomas. His name is Thomas Jr. How about that? Reggie's quick grasp of our software, insightful feedback, and innovative approach to rostered management and GM strategy set him apart. His professionalism and creativity make him a true asset to any organization. Base Path co-founder Thomas Jr. compliments Reggie Calhoun Jr., Director of Football NIL and Revenue Sharing at the University of Colorado, on his involvement with the Base Path software. Not super familiar on Base Path, but I imagine that this is having to do with football roster management and recruiting and tracking all of that. But what's really cool is when you get into his experience here, let's go ahead, get right here. You can see, very experienced from Dallas, Fort Worth area right now. I imagine that's going to be changing with him coming on staff at Boulder. But he has been involved in football recruiting for a really long time. So he worked with the 5430 Alliance last year. Now that folded. I still have a lot of questions on why that was. He was there as director of operations, but there were people obviously calling the shots above him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he is going to do now with this role at CU. I think he's going to shine. I think he's going to shine. And I love that we've brought it all in house. He was also senior executive athlete development at RPA College. And what RPA does, I mean, uh, my guess is like it's kind of like a IMG to an extent, but they place athletes for post secondary spots. So yeah, they got JUCO prep, post grad prep, college prep, all of that, athlete development, educational resources, NIL recruitment, all of that. Um, yeah. So, anyways, who are we a fit? So yeah, high school athletes seeking to enhance their athletic skills and increase their chances of securing college scholarships, all of that. Yeah, you're a serious athlete looking to get to the next level. RPA is going to help you out with that, which is awesome. And yeah, so, anyways, they help out with recruiting assistance, all that sorts of stuff, training, which is great. So, somebody who has been on the recruiting trail for a very long time now, and part of it, 8 years and 2 months at RPA, then coming over to start working with 5430, and now I think in a more prominent role with the university in itself. So I think that this is a really great move. I think, again, with needing to keep up or get ourselves to that top end of activation of the alumni base, of all the new fans, of funding NIL, getting to the top 10. Wouldn't that be awesome if we could eventually be in the top 10 of these schools? We're recruiting over our budgets right now. That doesn't mean we don't have budget, but I still think we're kind of shooting above where we should kind of be at. We're getting birdies and eagles instead of par right now for our skill level, so to speak. That's kind of how I feel about it. Reggie Calhoun's going to help close the gap there, and I think he's. I very much look forward to seeing what he's going to do. I think that this is wonderful, and again, kind of looking around and reading the tea leaves, so to speak. You heard about Coach Prime with the Cowboys, right? You heard, that there was mutual interest to an extent, but he never interviewed, right? Obviously, I've come on here and said I think a contract extension is kind of being negotiated a little bit. I mean, we've heard both Rick George, Coach Prime say that, but I think these things, when they're leaked to the media, and when you see the Dallas Cowboys and all that stuff involved, him in an interview, I forget what show was it. Great, Good Morning America, where he was saying, "Hey, if I could coach my kids in the NFL, be hard to say no, right?" I think it's all jockeying for what's next, and hopefully Rich George can bump up that number. And somebody like Reggie Calhoun, while not directly involved in probably raising money for the salary of coaches, you've seen. I think that he is going to overall help the financial stability and growth of the program moving forward. Again, you also saw CU put out different funds that they are raising for head coach, for different coordinators here. My expectation is that when Coach Prime signs this extension, I don't have inside info, but that's just the feeling that I get. I think it's going to happen. I think he will be paid that 10 million plus dollar range, as he should be, because he is worth that times a million to CU with what he's doing here. And I want to see Coach Prime get paid. Does he need the money? You can never have too much money. And again, money just shows you how much people are appreciative of you, how much they value you. So I don't think there's anything wrong with maybe a little bit of public jockeying in this contract negotiation. And how could I forget? Rest in peace to Coach Bill McCartney. If you haven't watched his memorial service yesterday from CU, it was fantastic. Again, I really do owe an individual video on this, but it's funny with Bill McCartney. I mean, he's somebody that truly, him coaching CU was kind of like, it was like a side quest in his life. Obviously, a man of strong faith. His commitment to God, big preacher started Promise Keepers, and that's truly what most people around the world know Bill McCartney for. It's not coaching Colorado to a national title. It's not, yeah, coaching Colorado's uh, most successful era in their program history. No, it's for the things he did outside of college football. And I would just highly suggest, if you don't have anything to do after this, go listen to the whole memorial service. You had family members, friends, coworkers, talking about him, colleagues, and it was a tremendous event. But I have wondered, along with many of you guys, put me on this, is maybe something would be announced sometime after the memorial service for Coach Mack. And yeah, we're gonna have to see. I think something will get done. Again, I don't think you see all these coaches here and these players come here if this isn't going to get done. I think that he's locked into Colorado, and he also is well deserving of a raise, and so I want to see that happen. So, yeah, I think that's all I really did want to cover right now. A little bit shorter of a live stream, but yeah, ultimately, I feel like Reggie Calhoun is a money hire. I feel like Coach Prime is gonna has probably has something to do with this, and I think it's going to just again continue to work on building the foundation up of this program so that we can keep people like Coach Prime around here for a long time. So, with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Again, really, really do appreciate every single one of you. Again, so sorry that I have been gone, but you guys know if I'm not posting like day after day, man, my life has been crazy. So glad that I'm able to get back into this. You're going to start seeing college film rooms on some of our transfers coming in here, and maybe even some high school tape. I need to ask Guru if he's got any of that, but you want to see Kane Salter. You want to see some of the offensive line guys that we brought in. Guru has been so kind to bring me on as a collaborator for his film room. Again, if you guys want to join that, links in the description. You get a nice little discount with me. Until then, guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Go Buffs.